It all began when Adrian Clarke, a 39-year-old art collector, stumbled upon an old painting in a forgotten antique shop at the edge of town. The shop owner, an old woman with cataract-clouded eyes, told him the painting wasn't for sale. "It doesn't belong to anyone," she whispered. But Adrian insisted. For him, this was exactly the kind of rare, haunting art piece he loved. Dark, moody, with something alive in its eyes. The painting was of a woman, her face pale as bone, lips slightly parted, and eyes so disturbingly real that Adrian felt as if she was staring directly into him. What unsettled him most was not her expression, but the subtle, blurred figures behind her shadowy, half-faded faces that looked trapped, like they were screaming silently. Despite the warning, Adrian purchased it. The moment he brought it home, the air in his apartment seemed heavier, as if something invisible had entered with the canvas. The first night, he woke to a faint scratching sound. At first, he thought it was rats, but when he followed the sound, it led him to the living room, where the painting hung. In the moonlight, the woman's painted lips seemed to have curved upward, just slightly. He shook his head, laughing nervously. "I'm imagining things." But the next morning, the painting had changed. The background shadows were clearer now. The faint outlines of the screaming faces looked closer, sharper, like they were pressing forward from inside the painting. Over the next few days, Adrian's life unraveled piece by piece. Objects shifted around his apartment. Whispers echoed faintly through the halls, though no one was there. He began having vivid nightmares. The painted woman standing at the foot of his bed, her eyes wide, her hands dripping black paint that spread across the floor. What disturbed him most was his reflection. Whenever he passed a mirror, he didn't just see himself, he saw her, standing just behind him, her hand resting on his shoulder. Adrian became obsessed with the painting. He stopped going to work. He stopped eating. He sat for hours staring at her face, convinced that if he looked long enough, she would speak to him. Then came the voices, at first whispers, then clearer. They told him secrets about his past, his failures, his sins. They laughed when he cried, and always, the voice of the painted woman whispered one thing: "Stay with me." One night, Adrian couldn't resist anymore. He touched the painting. His hand sank through the canvas like water. He gasped and tried to pull away, but the hand of the painted woman shot forward, gripping his wrist with icy fingers. By the time anyone noticed Adrian missing, the apartment was empty. The only thing left was the painting, now with one more shadowy face in the background, a face that looked exactly like Adrian's. They say the painting is still out there, waiting for its next owner. Some swear that when you look at it long enough, you can hear faint screams.